A dream wrapped us in fire. The NFT in us. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your mint coins to tokens. He's got all the intel. Web3 wizardry to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. While stories from the web, he's always in the know. Crypto community, vibing where the treasures flow.
Good morning. Mega GMs. Happy Tuesday to you guys. February 10th. Hang on, I saw that comment. I saw that. Glad you catch the live show, man. I mean, I never know like what part of the world people are at, and also like, you know, I assume people are working in the morning or like heading into the office and whatever. It's cool when people catch it live. It's also like it always boggles my mind that like even if you don't catch it live, some people will watch it after. It's always weird to me. It's awesome. It's cool as hell. And man, you know, maybe it is worth watching because there's so much happening in a slow market. It's a slow market right now, kind of. We're in a little slow, you know, even in a slow period, man, there's so much happening, so many opportunities. And yeah, today we're going to talk about one of those opportunities that we saw actually happen to be in the NFT space yesterday, but with the CyberKong's DEATHSTR. What a thing that was. What a learning experience for the space here. Did they kill moonbirds? Boy, we'll get to that in just a minute here. Some proper GMs are owed here. DK, what's up, man? Good morning. DK, again, keep us posted when you're going to do your launch on virtuals. I definitely want to make sure we're showing that off, and probably got to try it. Probably want to use it. What's up, Cats? Good to see you, man. Hoods, good morning. What's up, Will? Good morning. Yeah, we got some shit to talk about. Oh, by the way, I'm going to get a little fuddy about AI today, too. Saw a great post from somebody who works in the, works in the AI space, did a Super Bowl ad, talked about how much people hate AI, and man, do I feel that. I feel it just like crypto. Picture the hate the gamers have for crypto. And a lot of people have that kind of hate towards AI. Unavoidable still, right? AI is coming. It doesn't matter. Like, we know blockchain is going to power, you know, everything's going to be on kind of blockchain rails. I believe that. And everything's going to be like AI powered. I believe that too. But like term AI and how we shove it in people's faces is like no bigger turnoff than that. And people are really getting tired of it. Got to check out that post. We'll talk about it. What's up, Mufasa? Good morning. All right, we're live on Abstract. We're live on X. We're live on Kick. We're live on YouTube. Hit the like wherever you're watching. Home base over there on YouTube. So come over there. It's Crypto Slam on that side. Subscribe. Follow us on X. It's Crypto Slam on X. Damn straight, dude. Banker's cooking, by the way. I haven't seen Debt Relief Bot. What market cap are we looking at there, Mufasa? But Banker's a monster. And Banker's still got a lot of upside. It does. Also follow EthosSwarm over on X. I noticed something cool today. I mean, I think it's cool. Check this out. I always get surprised with like certain people who follow, right? And like look, to be honest, some of our follows come from you know, this account was our old forecast account, but we had some really great people follow us. Maybe the one I found here, maybe not so great. But I realized this morning SBF follows us. How and whatever, again, weirdest thing, but yeah, SBF follows and CZ, and you know, the only thing it is just interesting. But I noticed this morning, I don't know why, I think I saw a post of his when I was on the account. I'm like, holy shit. CZ follows and SBF and whatever. It's just cool. It's cool, but I didn't know SBF follows. I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm going to bookmark, or I'm going to pull aside a post I made this morning, which is just whatever. It's just a kind of generic-y post, but it really is going to tie into my bigger point here. It's going to tie into my bigger point about people hating AI. Before we get to that, and we're going to dive right into the cyberkongs and DEATHSTR, good or bad or whatever. I think there's a lot of terrible takes about DEATHSTR out there. Terrible takes. I'm about to start getting excited because I think DEATHSTR is awesome. I think DEATHSTR is like, okay, is it brilliant? I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go that far that it's brilliant, but it's brilliant to poke at this space, and it's brilliant to be provocative, man. Like, that to me is brilliant. To me, it's brilliant to go against the grain here and to stop trying to appease the, Twitter, the fucking NFT bros on Twitter. Enough of them. Like, it's the cabal. Go against the cabal. I love that. That's brilliant that they're doing it. Cats, your health, fitness, mind, getting you back in shape. This is super helpful. And like, it's also the biggest challenge here. The big unlock with minds is using them personally, as personal as you can get it. And they get there very easily. It's as personal as you're going to allow it to get, because this is what they are. They're productivity. I don't even like saying companions, but they're a productivity tech. And I saw like Brian Armstrong tweeting. He wrote this like 2 weeks ago that he uses AI in Slack, and it analyzes his posts, his messages in Slack, and it tells him where he can be more productive. I'm like, that's the big unlock. The big unlock is, and people don't know this, they don't realize it's right there. They can already do it. But people don't realize AI is going to make you more productive, not just because it's going to do stuff for you, but because it's going to give you tips. It's going to help you like optimize your time. And Katz is finding one of those use cases right here. And I don't think you can make it make sense till you use it. Is that fair to say though? You hear somebody say it and you're like, okay, whatever, neat, but whatever. And it's not till you use it that you're like, oh my God, it actually is really good at this. It's really good at keeping me honest and keeping me on target and giving me tips. And then it actually saves you time because it gives you those tips, or it gives you something that you didn't know that you needed, some like knowledge you didn't know you needed about a certain topic. And it's like, how do you explain that to people without them trying it? That's why it's important we let people try it, right? And we do. But Katz, I want more. I need to keep hearing more about that, because that's where it's magic, and I think it's magic too. And Moonship, okay, I'm going to get to DEATHSTR in a second, but I'm telling you, you're right. OpenClaw, same thing. So I chatted with my wife yesterday. Remember I talked about the Shipped thing she does, like Shipped, DoorDash, she just does that on the side. And I said, hey, if I build you out like a business so you can be a personal shopper, would you do it? Right? That's it. Yeah. Moonship, exactly. I think the magic scenario, and again, for me personally, for my wife, I think I need to get a Clawbot, an OpenClaw, and I need to use a mind, and I need to build my wife. I need to clone the Shipped app. I need to clone the app so people can go place orders. She is their shopper. They hire her as their personal shopper. Clone the Shipped app. People go buy their stuff, check it out. My wife gets the list. It tracks GPS, so it tells them where she's at on the map. The mind is her business, like her coordinator, like helps people schedule. It's how people can like reach out to her and ask questions, but the AI is like filtering it. That's where the magic is. That's where the magic is. And I know the magic is there from how I've used Minds. I know it's there. Now, if you can plug it into like apps, is where it gets special. And it already is special, just like Katz is finding on his own. When you use a mind and you dial it into a specific topic, I'm telling you, it's the challenge for me is to be able to explain that to people in a way where it just clicks and it makes sense. Some people it might, other people they're going to have to see it and use it. And this is for me to figure out, right? This is for us as a team to figure out. But it is magic and it works. And yeah, and we don't. And by the way, I still think if you're using it as your currency, it is the only currency you can use to, meter your product. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome because you can then let people speculate on the usage of your app. If the app is used a lot, well, then the people who invested in you get the upside of that. That I think is worth doing. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. Right? They're not. We're doing it. We're doing it. Yeah, mines do have more. Yeah, so Animoca mines specifically are more dialed into. At least they're pushing them as trading mines. Yes, they're connected to the market. You know, like all our Slam AI data and the wallet DNA, all of that for mines. Yeah, yep. So mines are connected to market data. Even more soon, there's going to be a skill. I think either they have it now or is getting built where they tap directly into that stuff. So yeah. Yep. Crypto Twitter very dead right now. Go to amind.ai. By the way, I'm now using my mind in Telegram. Okay. I'm with some of you guys who said you wanted it in Telegram, not email. I'm kind of with you now. I'm kind of with you. Okay. For certain things, some of the stuff I really like the email for, when I'm going back and forth, and you guys have said this to me, when you need that quick response, maybe email is too slow for the boom, 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 right? Well, I'm using it in Telegram now and it's awesome. So like when I'm composing tweets, I like Telegram. Now, if I want to wake up and have a report, right? I want a report that breaks down like our activity over the past 24 hours and gives me current trends and gives me some suggestions about kinds of tweets. I want that in email. So, yep, Cat's right on. I'll get you access maybe even today. I'll ask if we can get you access. But I'm using one of my mines in Telegram, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It is. Sign up for a mind. Free to start using, by the way, right? Like, go get your hands on and give it a try. And it's kind of like Cats. When you use it, it's like, wow, it is. And that's the experience most people I've talked to that are using it have. So I want to get this in the hand of small businesses. I want to see them, again, just incorporate it into their day to day. Yeah, DK, it'll do that. That is what Animoca is doing. So those Animoca mines. By the way, give them a follow too. They've launched a new. Now they've got something special. You'll all be able to do this soon, I believe, but as a one-off for them, and I'll probably do it with our EthosSwarm account at some point. What's up, Pryor? Good morning. They've launched. Should be following. They launched Animoca Mines. This is powered by a mine, so this is actually a mine tweeting here. And I noticed a whole bunch of new follows coming from, I think, China, Japan, this morning on the EthosSwarm account. So I can tell Yat's out there in, Hong Kong now, I guess, and he's starting to push this. And we got a big follow from like a big, I think like a Japanese influencer, and they're starting to really catch on to this. Again, behind the scenes, it's Swarm that powers it. You buy Cognition, behind the scenes, it's Swarm. I need to still understand where does the swap happen, when and where and all that, but oh, interesting, dude. Keep me posted on that. I would love to hear that. I love farmers markets, dude. And that's dude. Oh, please keep me posted. Like, reach out to me on X, like DM, because there's a local business. I'm trying to help them. I want to offer to help them expand online. And right, so I'm interested in that topic. And by the way, I love farmers markets. I'm out in like farm country. I love hitting those up. But I think that's brilliant. I just think as a business coach, companion, kind of all of that, it's, I think, incredible. Now pair it with OpenClaw, and I think you've got literally a money-making business. I believe that. Unlike the Alex Finn stuff that I really am sure is a LARP. I'm really sure it's a LARP. I am at this point. The OpenClaw combined with a mind, combined with you doing a lot of work yourself too, I think is magic. And my goal, I have a goal. It's have my wife be completely self-employed, not working with the ship stuff and DoorDash and all that. It's her just doing her own personal shopper business. That's my goal. And we're going to make that happen. DK, keep me posted. Any of you guys building with it, please keep me posted. I want to see what you're building and help how I can. And you guys, obviously, it'll help me too, just knowing. All right, we got to look at DEATHSTR. CyberKong's launched their strategy token yesterday. Really mixed feelings about it. A lot of FUD about it too. Actually, hang on. Why don't we spot check the market? Sorry, let's check the market real quick. This will take 30 seconds just to feel where we're at, and still not at 70K. Not far off, but here we are, basically 69K. ETH barely hanging on to 2K. Ripple 141, BNB 623, Solana 84. All right, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I'm not going to look at the other ETFs, but Bitcoin 144 million inflows. All right. So we got to feel very slow right now. I'm not feeling super confident short term, but things change in an instant here. Okay. CyberKong's launched DEATHSTR yesterday. First off, who played it? Who was in? Who was interested? Who was following? That I'm curious about. I, for like so many reasons, was interested. First off, I love the CyberKongs. I've been in CyberKong since April 2021. My brother's the CEO of the CyberKong, so for a lot of reasons, if my brother weren't the CEO of CyberKongs, I would still love him. That's like that's my team, you know. But I love him, rooting for him, and I was definitely paying attention to this because I think it's interesting. Quick TLDR is strategy token that buys NFTs with the fees, lists the NFTs 20% lower, and it's an experiment to see. Okay, the other strategy tokens list like let's say 20% higher. And only when those NFTs sell do you get money to go buy back token, right? That's the loop. Kongs were testing a strategy. If you make it lower, listing 20% lower, do you have more buybacks? Do you have more? Does it work? Where does the money keep? Yeah, good question. It's a gamble. It's a bet. It needs to be tweaked, I'm sure, still. The gamble is you take the hit on the NFT side, you make up for it on the token side, right? Because on the token side, the team keeps 1% of the fees. 9% of the fees go to buying back another NFT, right? So it's an experiment on if we focus more on the token side rather than making money on the NFT side, does it actually make this work better and faster? And does it? I think it's too early to say right now. For a short period of time, it did. But like a lot of tokens, for a short time, it works, right? This one right now, kind of at a standstill. It's out of ETH for the buyback of the token. And if you can't buy back the token, people aren't going to buy the token expecting that, you know, it's going to like pump the token up by the automatic buybacks. Doesn't mean it doesn't work, but right now, stand still, right? It could be. There's so many reasons why, by the way, why maybe this doesn't work as is. They had changed the buyback period. Instead of, I think it was like once every 10 minutes, it spent half an ETH. They changed it to once every minute it would do a buyback. So they chewed through their treasury really, really fast there. Again, it worked though for that short period of time. Right now, they're about to buy another Moonbird. So what you're going to see here is this 1.29 ETH is about to go to zero. They're going to take a Moonbird, they're going to buy it, and they're going to list it 20% lower. And then all of a sudden, you're going to see the treasury fill back up with some ETH, and that means it's then going to go buy some token. So you can see at volume, it's going to work. I don't think it's dialed perfectly yet. And you've got a lot of the NFT space rejecting it. And I think look, it's fine if you're just sitting back watching. I see a lot of the NFT space shitting on it, that it's like a terrible idea and that it's an extraction, which it's not. The Kongs take 1%. I think they made, as of yesterday, like it was 6 ETH for a team that's not extraction. All of it goes back into the project. Interesting experiment. I will say this. There was a big money-making opportunity, and there still might be. I actually bought some token this morning. There still might be an opportunity to make money. But guys, this is why I always say it's so important to be watching and to be plugged in even when you're not trading. Because of something like this. A new strategy token comes out where, you know, there's like a rabid community who has money. Like they're a very active, very degen group, and you know they're going to throw some money at this. So when you get a strategy token come out, well, I can tell you this. If you understood how strategy tokens work and the 99% tax they launch at goes down to 10%, if you get how that works and you get how you need to kind of calculate the market cap it's at and start figuring out where you break even, where you're up 2x, whatever, right? You can crush on stuff like this. You really can, because most people don't get it yet. They don't. They're looking for, in their head, they've got these arbitrary numbers. They're like, let me wait for 50% tax. Or I'm just going to wait till 10%. Let me just play it safe. I'll wait for 10. That's not the game. That's not how you play these things. In case anybody doesn't know, when these tokens launch, starts at a 99% tax. You spend $100, you only get $1 worth of token. Every minute goes down 1%. So this token launches, and because the other strategy tokens got me used to how the tax works, and because the virtuals launches also got me used to how the taxes work, I understood it. This coin, guys, you're not going to believe this. If you didn't watch this live, you're not going to believe the numbers I'm about to tell you. Okay? This coin came out, and 10 minutes into the launch, at a 90% tax, the market cap of this coin was still at 2K. 2K. I'm not 20K. Literally 2K market cap, 10 minutes in. 90% tax. I saw that. Very, very quick math in my head. but understanding how quickly these things multiply, understanding how low that market cap needs to get to break back even. That was it. This is one of the silliest plays I've seen in a long time. In a long, long time. I'm going to show the chart. I'm telling you, at a 2K market cap, actually probably even longer than 10 minutes. Look at this. Token goes live, and it just sat there. Well, you know what? Let's say 2K still. We'll just say 2K for about that 10 minutes. So launches, nobody's buying. Let's go on the minute. Okay. I'm telling you again, because most people were not paying attention to the strategy coins and not paying attention to the virtual stuff, they didn't know how to play this. They waited and waited and waited, not too long, but waited for the tax to be, lower. It's a mental game, right? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. We're at 2,500, 5, 6, 7. We're still, we're getting close to 3. Here we are 10 minutes in, and we're 2 to 3K. Let's say it's even 3K. It's under that, but 3K. Guys, I put in at 89% tax. 89% tax, I think, is where I did 2 buys, 0.03 and then 0.1. Right in this range here. It was at 89 and then 88%. Because again, in my head and because of my experience, I saw how quickly. All I had to do was do some this is not technical, by the way, but CyberKong's holders throwing money at a token. Is it crazy to think this gets to a 200K market cap, 500K market cap, 1 mil market cap? Nothing beyond that. I said, is it crazy to think it goes there? And I'm like, no, I think it's really obvious. When it buys Moonbirds, sells them, puts that back into the token. Is it hard to see it getting to a few 100,000? No. Guys, I put in 0.1. And that turned into, and I'm completely out, that turned into almost 4 ETH. So from $200 to almost $8,000, because I and a lot of you guys now understand how these work, understand the tax, understand that the best opportunity can be at 99% tax if you get in that low. In this case, right at 90% tax, phenomenal opportunity. And by the way, there's opportunities all over the place. You could get in at 50% tax if the market cap is low enough, right? If the market cap's low enough, 50%, you still can absolutely make bank. But don't let the 99% tax scare you right off the bat. If it's that low, you go in. I know guys who bought multiple ETH worth very early on too. It's all about how low is the market cap right then. At 2K, I've never seen a cheaper entry into a coin. I've never, in any of these strategy coins, I've never seen one sitting at 2 to 3K. Never. They always go right out of the gates, 100, 200K, and they just sit there. Now, for me, my experience, coins that are at 200K and at about a 90% tax, I won on those before too. They have to get to a couple mil to break even, like 2 mil, I'd break even in that scenario. So that was where I was just doing my rough kind of estimations, my guessing. I'm like 2 mil is where I'd break even if it was at 200K. I'm like, this is at 2K. Means I got to go a lot lower. I think this, again, I'm not doing the math. But like, I think that means I would have broken even at 20K market cap, I think. But it happened really, really quick. And you had almost 10 minutes to get in that low. But true, you had probably, you probably had a good 20, 30 minutes to get a really good position. Actually, probably even longer. Right? This is not some crazy rise in price. This probably took 30 minutes to even get to like a 25K market cap. Yeah, by the way, this was a fair launch, right? We talked about it on this show, told everybody the time. Henry's been on the stream. I had no advantage to anybody other than just we know the launch style. But this is open to everybody. So that was not like I had an opportunity. That was every single person did. And yeah, it just happened to not be live when it was happening. I was dialed in when it was happening. That's how you can play these, and that should be really exciting to people because we're going to see more strategy coins launch. Now, the more people get these kind of stories, right, the more they're going to realize, oh, well, maybe sometimes really early is the play. And maybe it's going to get harder to get those kind of positions early. But I'll tell you, I think there's still going to be a lot of these coming where you can get in early. And right, every single virtuals launch, other than the 60-day launches, right? And the Titan launches. But the main virtuals launches all are this style. They're all 99% tax drops to 10. They're all that. Or actually, it drops to 1. But all of them give you this opportunity. Now, those ones come out of the gate more at like 200K or so, right? Again, with their LPs and stuff, it's a little different. But again, there's opportunities in every single launch like this. If you know that, look, it's all the little side things, the community and the money they have and how hyped they are. And this one, again, the whole space is talking about it. Knew there'd be eyes, knew there would be engagement on X, knew there'd be a push behind it. For me, my target was, can this get to a few 100,000 market cap? I'm like, yeah, come on. It feels like very easy. It should be able to do that. And so it did. Got to a 1.3 mil market cap. I was out basically there. I got, in this case, like the luck is timing the top. And of course, that's scary. You sell the top and you're like, man, if this goes to 3 mil, that 4 ETH is all of a sudden 12 ETH. Do I really want to sell? This is where, again, the experience starts coming in. And I'm looking at the DEATHSTR site and I'm seeing the treasury go from 27 ETH. They had a lot. By the way, that helped. Knowing there's 27 ETH for buybacks, I would look at the chart, and when somebody would dump 10K, I saw how much the market cap went down, right? Then I'm like, okay, if 10K moves it that much, these guys have like almost 60K to put into this chart, and they're putting it in every minute. So again, I was able to feel that this has so much more upward momentum. When that started dipping down to 15 ETH, and then getting to 12, and then 10, and then, right, when it started doing that, I'm like, okay, I can sense this is about to dry up, and other people will catch on really soon too, get out before them. Got out before them. So perfectly, honestly, this was pretty much a perfect play. Getting in very low, timing the top. I was, I wanted to roll the dice and say, I think this could go to 3 to 5 mil. I did think that. I did. It's hard to part with it. It's hard to, get out fully when you think that can happen. I did think it could happen. Again, when the treasury started getting low, I was like, yeah, maybe not. And like at this point, lock in the win. But what a fun trade. And again, doesn't matter the market. There's always plays to make. There's always plays. You just got to be looking for them. And my biggest focus is, sure, that the AI stuff, mostly still the NFT stuff. And there's plays all over NFTs. Last week it was, or the week before, pendulums, right? The pendulums, if you got those are now at a 0.5 ETH floor, right? Like bids on those are over 0.2, right? So there was the play a week ago. I only minted 1. I should have minted 10. But every week there's something, and they're not small things. And I think more people should be paying attention. If you're a trader, there's plays. If you're a collector, great stuff out there. Coming up next week is another, I think, can't miss collection. Next Thursday. Next Thursday's the new Modest collection. I wouldn't miss it. I don't think you're going to retire off the thing. I don't think you're going to make big bucks. I think it's a safer play, though. I think you're probably going to hold the value of your NFT. You might be up a little. And if you do play them a lot, if you buy a lot of them, you might be up decently. But that's the next thing coming that I'd be paying attention to. Now, this is funny. Into like, how did it work? Did it work as designed? The point of this thing, yes, it's to drive value to a token. The other part was an experiment. Can you crush an NFT's floor? And I know the goal isn't to crush a project, but that is how it's designed too. So DEATHSTR, for its first 3 days, is pointed at the Moonbirds. And the experiment is, if you buy those NFTs, and by the way, they bought 70, 80 of them. How many? Does it say? 72. If you buy 72 NFTs and each one you list 20% under the floor, do you kill their floor price? And in the case of Moonbirds, no, they defended it well. Their Rebel Alliance is strong, man. Here, let's pull it up. Yeah, they had guys that were chucking bids, and they defended it well. And actually, for a while, their floor price was up. I think they ended. I mean, it's still ongoing. There's just very little powder, left. Moonbirds. They're up 4% in the past 24 hours. At worst, they were down like 1.5%. They defended it very, very, very well. Interesting experiment. Again, the goal is not to kill them. The goal is to experiment, have fun, whatever. I'm glad there's projects doing it. But yeah, I did the opposite. Now, I saw people dunking on Kong, saying it didn't work there. And in fact, the Kong's floor is down. Kong's floor was not down. It was up almost 2x. It's pulled back a bit now, but the Kong's floor And I saw accusations this was the team buying. It wasn't. It was Kong's community members who were buying because they made money on the token. They got a Jenny Kong, some of them for the first time. But the floor of Jenny Kongs right now, it's up 10%. Yesterday was up almost 2x. It was up 86%, I think I saw. So yesterday, of course, with trading, there's always a loser. Usually there's a loser. We did this a while back, months ago. There's scenarios where you don't have losers. On paper you do. But, man, yesterday, it's in a way everybody won. Moonbirds were up or even or up. Kongs were up. Token holders who got in early were up. It was a really, really good day. Driving some volume, getting some excitement, giving people opportunities. And then it's on you as the player of the game. Do you win that game? And a lot of people did. Good experiment. Now, they're going to tweak some of this stuff too, right? Because the team knew it would be bots that buy those NFTs that are listed 20% lower, right? They knew it would be a bot that does it. And figured that's fine. They didn't care. I mean, there's a care. They wish it would go in the hands of traders, but how do you design around bots? It's tricky, right? So their idea or their thought was let the bot have it. We're focused on the token side. If it's a bot selling it, it's still driving volume. The play for what they're hoping for is for the community on the token. Again, it worked for a while, but how much better would it be if you could make sure it is the community who gets the chance of that NFT, 20% off that you just dump right into a bid and you make some money? So they announced this morning they're actually going to, I don't know if this is perfect, by the way, but they are tweaking it so it is community mostly who's going to get the shot at this. 5 million DEATHSTR tokens, locked, staked, however you want to call it. You stake it basically for 3 days to vote who's the next project. But if you staked 5 million tokens, you get to buy. And I think there's only a few guys that have the 5 million tokens, which is about 2 ETH. So if you've got 2 ETH worth of tokens, you're eligible to buy that NFT that's 20% less, meaning you buy the NFT, you dump it right into bids. You've made, in the case of a Moonbird, somebody help me with math, 0.3-ish or so, maybe 0.25, like 0.28. So if you've got your 2 ETH worth of this token staked, you're going to get basically an easy, almost automatic 0.28 to 0.3 ETH. For every single one that gets listed, you're the one that has the shot at it, not the bot. Unless somebody who's running a bot goes and buys 5 million tokens, right? They'll adjust as needed. I actually told them I think 5 mil is too high because a bot will, I think they'll just go out and buy enough token to get it still, right? I think it should be like 2 million tokens. So more like not even a full ETH. I think like 2 million tokens, you stake it, then more people have a chance to buy the NFT, at that 20% discount. That also drives more volume on the token too. So, man, it's just very, very, very interesting stuff. Interesting game. A lot of FUD about it. And I think the FUD is silly. I get it where it comes from, by the way, but we're supposed to encourage people to experiment. I thought that's like a big kind of thing that bonds NFT people, experimenting and just trying stuff and not trying to kill people who are experimenting. I know everybody's like protective of their bags. I get it, but also part of the conversation here is it's fake. Part of it's fake, right? If you're that worried about your floor price and it can be hurt that easily, then it's kind of fake. Well, theirs isn't fake, not Kong's, but Moonbird's, not fake. They held it. I like the conversation. Again, I align with OX Quit. Fun experiment. We should do a lot more of that. Where it goes from here, we'll see. I think most of the energy, I would assume, is kind of dried up. I would assume that first burst was the biggest burst. Does that tweak the 5 mil staked gets you, allows you to buy that NFT? Does that bring some volume back? I don't know. But here's the main thing I'm watching. This is it. This is, to me, is kind of all that matters. This treasury. If that treasury is at 0, there's not a lot happening here, right? If that treasury starts loading back up, well, that means that people have been buying. See, I can look there instead of looking at the chart. If that treasury is loaded up, it means people have been buying the token. That means they've been buying the NFT then next, and then the NFT is getting sold and it's refilling the treasury, right? So that's the one thing I have to look for. I only have to look here. Don't have to look at the chart. That treasury is getting filled. It's going to be game on for that token again. For how long? Could be a few hours like yesterday. Did they tweak it right? Did they get it tweaked just enough where it's game on for like a more sustainable thing? We're going to see. We're going to see. I bought back in just to play the game, just a little bit. Not a little bit, like half an ETH. My play is, can this get back to 1 mil? Can it get back to 1 mil? Can I make, can I be up another like 30%? So not playing big. I'm mostly out. If they tweak it enough where I think there's a good opportunity here, great. By the way, I think, yeah, so these half ETH buys, the 0.4975, that I believe is the treasury. I think that's the treasury buying. Yeah, I think so. Maker's the wrong thing to show, but I think those 0.49 ETH buys is the treasury. Again, they were coming in every minute when they had it. Thank you, DK. Yeah, dude, it felt good to get a win. It felt good. You know when it feels good? Like, of course, making money's good, but it feels good when you did it because you like the reps paid off, right? The paying attention paid off. And like a few times a year, it seems to pay off. That's why I just over and over, I say, don't unplug. When it's slow, don't unplug. I don't care if you're trading or not, but pay attention to how things work because one day you're going to get that opportunity. You still got to like execute, but if you know how it works, you can win. Now, of course, hindsight, I wish I threw half an ETH at that point I got in, right? Why 0.1? If I threw in half an ETH, we'd be talking, a 20 ETH win, something silly, right? But whatever. I don't second guess things. I don't hang on things too long. It's over. And I won, and I'm super happy. But now I'm watching to see if there's another play in here. Is there? Don't know. But I love the conversation on X. What's up, early girl? Touch on the burn. What's the burn? Oh, that's a great shout. That's a great point. All the token the team buys back. Oh, that's it, Pryor. That's it. It's like, it's the timing. The skill is the timing. It is. So the timing was getting in early at the right price, but at the timing of it, that's the skill. Yeah, really important here. This token, I believe, has a 1 bill token supply, right? All the tokens they buy back, right? All the tokens they buy back are burned. They've burned 20% of the token supply. 20%. Meaning, if this thing really catches on, if this really hurts a project's floor price, and this is where like the perfect scenario where it works. If this actually hurts a project's floor price and a project wants to defend against it, they're going to probably need to buy tokens and vote for another project. And at some point, there's only so many tokens to go around, right? That's perfect case scenario. So 1/5 of the supply is gone. If this can keep getting volume over the next, week or few weeks or whatever, what happens when half the supply is gone? It's in the hands of holders who aren't letting it go. This is when it can be really explosive. This is when that market cap can do some silly stuff. Personally, I'm not betting that happens. I'm not. I think teams and communities might just say, look, save your money, buy up the floor, right? Support the floor, I think. But also, I don't know. I know that the chances here that this can do some silly stuff still, so that's why I'm watching it. But 20% burned, that's about as good as you can get, right? GVC. All the strategy tokens on TokenWorks, they also burn token, right? GVC is at like 21, maybe 25% burned. It's taken them 2 or 3 months to get there. CyberKong's got basically to that level in not even 24 hours. So there's a lot to take from this, and there's a lot of like wins from it too, right? A lot of this is working. I don't think it's dialed in perfect yet. And I really think they need to market this to like NFT haters, right? If you want to see the hate machine really in gear, show this to NFT haters and tell them what this does. That's when you could see this do some really silly stuff. That's when you can. I wouldn't look at it that way, Mufasa. I get why you do, but I wouldn't look at it that way. Greed and boredom. I wouldn't look at it. Well, boredom, you could say that. It's to play, it's to experiment. But I would say ill motives are also people like very artificially pumping their projects and floors, which is what all of them do in their own different ways, right? The hype machine is I think as ill-intended as anything else. I really do think it is. But I get it. And I just say I like experimenting. The kind of the end for me, it ends there. I like experimenting. So I'm there to see. Should value your token and not burn them. All the same if they just buy it and stake it forever too, right? Just never put it back in circulation. It's the same difference. But it's not that different from strategy tokens. Again, it's a different spin on it. Do you list it 20% higher and never see those sell, right? If the floor price never goes up, those NFTs are never selling. Or do you sell it? Do you list them 20% lower and you get this machine going technically, like hopefully faster? That's the experiment. And again, for a little while, it worked. Cool experiment. Again, there needs to be more testing, more poking, more, all of it. And build things that defend and build things that then poke at the cyberkongs. Everything's fair. Have fun with it, right? If we're really here to collect, then it's not about the prices, because those prices are here one day, gone the next day, whatever. That kind of is meaningless. But we're watching. I'm watching. Let me refresh. See if that treasury is looking any kind of way. No. So let me think here. They bought, well, no, they don't have any now. They bought, it sold, so they're holding not enough ETH to buy one. They don't hold the NFT. What we saw on the on Deck Screener was their buybacks. So again, this right here was the buyback, and then I think this right here, yeah, I think these two right there were the buybacks. Did they change it to every 15? I like that better, because they had it set to every minute yesterday, and I think that was too fast. Yep. Hoods yesterday on this one. It's a good point, right? It's tricky. I saw somebody who put in, I think, like $20, ended up making, hundreds and hundreds. You gotta like it. It's look, this space in a way is not fair. The more money you have, the more you can. I mean, it's a game of averages. The more money you have, the more you can play, and it just takes like one out of the many plays you have to be like that crazy, stupid play, right? But exactly, bro. This space is much harder if you don't have a lot to work with. And I've been on both sides of that. I've been when I started, I had nothing. There's been points since I started where I've gone back to nothing. But you got to somehow keep yourself in the game with even a little, because every so often, like very automatic, easy things come up. So always keep yourself able to get up to bat and play somehow, some way. All right, we'll check in with that. I mean, we'll probably peek at it daily, but especially tomorrow on Chart Monkeys, we'll have Henry and we'll deep dive it. But for now, let's peek at the rest of the market, see what's going on here. Yeah, it's fresh. It's got people talking. It's an attention game. I'm with you, Whirly Girl. And again, it's good to see you. We got another Clarity Act meeting, the White House meeting with the banks, the crypto industry. See if we can get this Clarity Act over the finish line. Still don't think it's happening. Luna, I don't know what CC coin is. I do want to save time here and get to the AI's trash thing. It's not, but it is. Yeah, you'll see what I'm saying. Quick look at virtuals. Some launches coming up, right? Still in 2 weeks that we're looking forward to. Again, the 60-day stuff, I just don't care a ton right now. I like it matters, yeah. It matters a bit. I mean, some stuff's looking okay here. What's up, Vert? Luna, what is it? What is CC coin? But like, dude, again, this is what got me thinking about Alex Finn a bit more. DK can check me on any of this. Really can. Okay, Zenika's he dove right into the open claw stuff, right? Which I love. Oh, Canton. Zeneca all in on the open claw. I love it. But like Zeneca's saying what everybody realizes when they play with this stuff too much, when you get so deep with it, right? He's realizing his setup, so smart, so dumb. The more I interact, I think this is important, by the way. I think this is important. The more he interacts with it, the more hand-holding he has to do. The more systems and structures he needs to set up. This is what keeps happening, guys. The more you do this, the more robust these get. In a way, the less they work. I think people put so much time into this stuff just to realize that I think some of it's pretty LARPy. Again, I'm stuck on the Alex Finn thing, but he's saying a lot of power, a lot of potential. It's not plug and play. You got to put in the work to get the results. And I don't think he's gotten the results. I think he's seeing like, okay, I think if I keep building, scaling, and then do something here and do something here to put this part in check and, make sure this one's right, make sure this one's doing what I told it to do. If I can make that happen, then it's going to be amazing. But I don't think he's gotten there yet. And I think very few people have. Again, I think it's a whole lot of LARPing. A lot. And then this is the article I saw. This is the thing that really got my attention. I'm trying to picture the ad. I don't think I saw it, but this dude here, Peter Gurnis, the CMO for an AI company that spent $8 million on a Super Bowl ad. I didn't see this, I don't think. 30 seconds long, had this kid asking the AI questions, a question about the stars. AI answered beautifully. They did a lot of like focus grouping on this. Like they really put this ad to the test. I wish I could see it. Creative teams won an international internal award. I thought that was international, but it was a great ad, right? They did 40,000 renders to find the one where it didn't. Is this real? 40,000. I mean, it all sounds real. 40,000 renders to find the one where it didn't hallucinate. The approved cut was take 39,847. This is how many outputs it took. Now that doesn't make sense how it works. Normally, you're making you're not giving it one prompt and you're hoping that one prompt comes out perfect. You're prompting one little quick scene and then you edit that and stitch it together with another scene that you prompted and another one, right? You build it. It's not like one prompt gives you that full video output, right? So I'm almost not thinking this is real, but I don't know. We'll keep going. We'll pretend it is because I think there's some truth here. The child in the ad's not a real user. Answer about the stars, not a real answer. It's a proof of concept, but by halftime, so I must have seen this. I watched the first half, but by halftime, the audience hated us. And he's saying not just them, all of us, every AI company that bought a spot, everyone. Sports Illustrated fans were vocally fed up before the first quarter ended. A Harris poll conducted before the game found consumers already felt mostly negative about AI advertising. They knew it. They went with it anyways. They bought the ad space in September. And then, now this commercial stood out. Actually, there was one commercial, two that really stood out because they were awful. The Star Wars trailer was awful. And then that stupid commercial with the robots drinking vodka, I think it was, what is it, Svedka ad? The two robots dancing, drinking like whatever it was, I think vodka, was one of the worst videos, like one of the worst commercials I've ever seen. And all of a sudden, and I felt this way too, it was a bad look for anybody in AI, anybody in robotics. It was just a bad look for technology. It was a terrible commercial. And then they start associating anything that was like an AI kind of ad. And there was the Claude ad, right? They associate anything with AI as that. It's not good. We're in a pretty bad spot for AI right now. 23% of the Super Bowl ads were AI or tech companies. More AI ads than beer ads, more AI ads than food ads, and people hated them. The Ring ad also didn't do any favors. In fact, worse than that, the Ring ad was awful, right? They were promoting this surveillance network. They tried skinning it as a thing to help you find your lost dog, but it's a surveillance network. That was also on display at the Super Bowl. We're going to scare people off. And like, look, we didn't have to do anything to scare people off. They already are scared off. We're in a really interesting time where people kind of hate the tech. They kind of do. They kind of do. I get it too. I mean, I think all of us have got like one foot there and one foot in the side where tech is still cool. There was the AI.com ad. Also bad look, right? Site didn't work. Just a lot of it just felt off. Felt off-putting. By the fourth quarter, collateral damage had started. Viewers became so hyper-vigilant about AI, they started accusing non-AI ads of being AI generated. I'm telling you, man, there's a push. Like crypto and gaming, there's already a pushback there, right? AI and AI content in videos, in comics and all that. So there's the pushbacks there. It's crazy. Here's what this guy is saying. He's saying that the Super Bowl is a leading indicator of an industry kind of collapsing, right? Super Bowl 21, or was it 22? Whatever. Yeah, 22, February 22. And then we get the FTX collapse later that year. And he's feeling like maybe this is an indicator that the AI industry in a bubble, not in a bubble. I kind of lean towards not, but it's also crazy. But thinks maybe it's a leading indicator that this is about to pop. But it's what he's saying. Super Bowl is a lagging indicator. Now, I think he means leading. Super Bowl's leading indicator of industry health. No, maybe he's saying it the right way. Lagging indicator means the peak has already happened. That could be. Okay, I get what he means. Industry already believes in itself more than the public does. That I think is true. Means the money has been spent, the bets have been placed, and the audience, 130 million people you need to convince, were annoyed. I don't think he's wrong with any of this. Nobody wants what we're selling. Not like this. Maybe not yet. Maybe not ever. This is, like, to me, really important stuff. If this is real, and I feel like it's real. I do. Maybe not yet. Maybe not ever. We have a marketing problem with AI in general. And it's why I'll say it, I think minds are special. I don't want to call it AI anymore. Actually, after reading this and I want to chat with the team, I don't want to call it AI. I don't want to tell people an AI agent, an AI companion. I don't want to tell people that. I want to tweet, fuck AI, right? I want to say that. I want to say, fuck AI. Because who cares what's under the surface? What I want to tell people is a productivity tool. Package that market. I don't know. That's for a marketing genius to figure out. But I want to say fuck AI. And I don't want people to think of AI when they use a mind. I want them to think of a helpful. I mean, God, again, this gets where something that I think is tricky for people too, but where I think it's a whole new kind of thing. We know it's AI, but it's a whole new kind of thing. This productivity companion, helper, whatever. Right? Moonship, I got like 30 of them too. I love them. Dude, is there something to it? I don't have any female helpers. I think they're all men. Oh, they're butternugs, of course, right? But I need a term for it, dude. I literally want to say fuck AI on the timeline. I do. I want to tweet it from the Ethos Swarm account. I want these to be something new, brand new. You've not seen this before, felt it before. It's a productivity tool. And it's alive. And you treat it and you talk to it like it's alive. Because it feels like it is. And Katz is getting his hands on it and he's experiencing it. And I promise I'm not paying him to say that. He's using it. And he's feeling the same thing I feel when I use it. And it's really hard to put into words what that feels like. So Inverted, we called them souls when we first started. And we ended up changing it to minds. Soul works too, right? But if I start telling people it's a new species, which I believe it is, if I start saying that, that's going to scare people the same way AI scares them, right? But I think it is that. So I just think it's hands-on. I don't care what the term is and how you define. I don't care. What I care about is, do you try it? Does it help you? Does it feel like it's alive to you? And maybe I even stay away from that. Does it help you? The end. Do you feel like it's making you more productive? Do you feel like it's giving you information before you asked for the information, but you needed it, you wanted it? Is it doing that for you? Whatever you call that, first off, is magic. Second off, that's what this is. Define it by its job, not how it works. I like that. Its job, it's helper, right? It's a helper. It's this is where my head's at now. And it needs to be that. It needs to be very different. And I want to, again, I need to chat with the team. I want to very vocally say, fuck AI. And you know what I mean by that. I love AI. I love it. But this is not for me. I'm using it. This is for everybody. And I need people to feel comfortable trying it because I think they'll love it. I know they'll love it. Again, everybody I know who's done it, for the most part, I think has loved it. But it's a challenge. It's a challenge for the industry. It is. All right, let's very quickly do NFTs. Volume actually up yesterday, 7.2 mil. I'm going to do this really fast. Sellers are up, buyers are up, transactions down, trade profits down 1.2 mil in the negative. Moonship, you got to DM me, dude, because it shouldn't ban you for doing Skynet. In fact, I'm tempted to just launch a Skynet. It shouldn't ban for that. Would you really tell it? No, it shouldn't ban you for that. Two big NFT mints coming up. One of them today, guys. Mega ETH has got Mega ETH mainnet's live, right? You should definitely pay attention to this collection here today. World Computer netizens, 10 a.m., 9 a.m. This is coming up in 2 minutes, guys. This is coming up in 2 minutes. Let me drop it in the chat. I think Mega ETH is going to throw some. Look, they're going to want to see some successes on that chain, and they're not about doing stuff artificially. But then again, like they got NFT bros running that thing. Here, let's peek. This thing might cook. Hang on, if this is live right now. Okay, the team is minting now. Okay, what's coming up next? Phase 1. I don't know where public is in 30 minutes for 0.035 ETH. I think these are going to cook. Light cook. Let's go light cook. Let's do light cook. 0.05 ETH, 0.1 ETH, something like that. Like, right, I think these are going to, I would definitely be watching these. Verify any links yourselves, right? Like, be safe. A light broil, dude. Yeah, I like that. A light broil. Yeah, they'll simmer a little. They're not. These are not. You're not. I don't think you lose on those. Okay, of course, like you could. I'm just saying what I feel. I don't think you're going to lose on those. I think there's too many people that need to see some success stories on Mega ETH. I think this thing's going to do well. Same thing tomorrow. This one for sure. I mean, it's free. Here's a free mint tomorrow. 300 something of them. Again, you can't lose on that, especially. But this mint here in 30 minutes, you probably roll the dice on that. Here, can I mint? Let me see. Yeah, not eligible, so no. But yeah, again, coming up in 30 minutes. It's if it makes it that far, I'm sure it does, but this is I mean, this is going to sell out. I mean, yeah. Yeah, this is going to cook. These are all limited. Yeah, the next phases are limited, 1 per wallet, it looks like. So we'll have some public. Try to mint this. Yeah, this is going to sell out for sure. Vert, if you're asking if I do not, but that's what you need. 5 mil DEATHSTR if you want to buy those cheap burbs. I'm out. I sold yesterday. I'm out. I timed the top perfectly. Happened to play that well. Again, Mega ETH is live. TGE's coming probably soon. They need 5 more of their Mafia apps to be live, and I think making, $50,000 a day in fees or revenue or something like that. But TGE from Mega is coming probably within 2-ish weeks here. So Farcaster founders Dan Romero and Varun Srinivasan are joining Tempo. That's from Stripe. Good shit. Mr. Beast bought Step. It's a financial services app meant for teens. Very cool. I was never educated in finances growing up, ever. It haunts me to this day. So I love that he's doing that. I love Mr. Beast. When he runs for president, I'm probably voting for the guy, That's probably how it's going to play out. I haven't voted since Ron Paul, and I probably won't vote till Mr. Beast. It's probably how it's going to play out. Banker token launchers live. Man, that's crazy shit. I mean, Banker's like ridiculously good. I'll drop this in the chat just so people are kind of updated on Mega ETH. Maybe tomorrow we'll dive in a little more. Backpack. They're raising on a 1 bill valuation. I think they're trying to raise like 50 mil. Yeah, there we go. 50 mil. They're looking to raise 50 mil. He might be Luna. He might be. Mr. Beast might be Mr. Beast might be a lot of things. He could be like, he might fulfill a prophecy of like Revelations or something too. I don't know. He seems like a good guy. And I don't trust anybody. But he seems a lot better than anything we've had in a long time. He just does. Did want to get into this. I'm not going to. Just, whatever. Animoca's out at Consensus Hong Kong. Again, they're for sure talking about minds out there for sure. That's what's up, mice. I mean, Ron Paul's the best. He's awesome. And after him, after I realized he stood no chance, that's when I realized none of these guys I'm aligned with and can even get close to. Get out, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. And he's not perfect. There's plenty of stuff I'm not a fan of his, but as close as you can get. Oh, you guys are scaring me now, dude. Why is he called Mr. Beast? Yeah, MJ, that's badass. Yeah, Ron Paul's he's great. Not perfect, but he's great. And again, after him, I'm like, I can't vote for any of these people. None of them. He spoiled me. And when I saw he had no chance, it changed me, Such is life. All right, how we look? They're about to, well, not about to. They're a little under an ETH away from another buy. Again, I'm watching that market cap. If this gets to $1 million, I'm selling what I had, Oh, bad. Dude, you're from New England? I love Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler and I were born. Actually, if we're a similar age, I wonder if we were born very close to it. We're both from Manchester, New Hampshire. Same hospital, same. I just don't. Hang on. How old is Adam Sandler? 15. Okay, he's got me by 14 years. I didn't know he's that old. Holy shit. I thought he was my age. Love Adam Sandler. He's great. All right. Richmond, Virginia. But Adam Sandler's the GOAT. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right. We'll wrap there, but keep this mint on your radar, man. I mean, it's gonna go when it gets to public, it's gonna be gone very, very soon. You're gonna okay, here's what I don't know. If you need to add Mega ETH to do you need to add Mega ETH to MetaMask, or will it just buy for you on mainnet and kind of take care of it for you? I don't know this stuff. So an experiment. This is going to do well, though. All right, guys, have a great day. I hope you find some wins out there. Just avoid the L's. That's what you got to do. Just avoid that shit. But hope your day is awesome. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Newsletter going out later today. Oh, yeah, hit the like, subscribe, Crypto Slam. Go to amind.ai. Launch Amind. Just feel it. Just feel it. Just feel it, bro. That's what I'm just going to start telling people. I don't know. That's not going to work either. All right, we'll see you. Goodbye.